Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is me for the first time introducing you to another iteration of your week's Redsun Unofficial podcast. I am, of course, the one, the only Suisoldier. I'm joined with my co-host Jolly. Say hi, Jolly.
Hi, Jolly.
Great stuff. And our guest co-host for today is the irreplaceable Alex Turtle.
Hi YouTube! Hi YouTube!
Say hi to the forums too. I hope people do watch this on the forums instead of just the links in YouTube. That's the whole point.
Hi Redsun forumers, and before you hit in the reply section why, I will just say why not? Because if your mom gives you birth and you say why, God will just reply why not?
You were so real for that, Alex. Thank you.
Damn, we're starting off hot today,
We are
aren't we?
starting off hot. I could not have asked for a better start. Thank you, Sui. Thank you, Alex. We are looking towards a great episode, I feel like. So, to begin, in terms of Redsun.tf, events over the last week, I believe we have not actually anything to talk about for a change. No, like, artifactionals, no, small events. Unless I missed anything on that regard.
Alex Turtle not setting maps for once. Impossible.
True. I see the, God, I don't know how I want to begin with this, but I have been seeing the Wega challenge, if you would like to, if somebody can explain that.
We are starting with that topic already.
Why not? Why not? I see that this week. That's the main interesting thing I've seen this week. Let's begin with that before we're anything else then.
So, who will start explaining? Well, me, I guess. So, basically, I've got a huge, circle of friends who kept spamming memes, whatever it is in DM or in my friend Discord about that fucking Wega meme. And I was wondering, was anyone talking about that? And one of my friends found this neat game on Wega's challenge on itch.io, and that's conveniently called the Vegas Challenge, and they were so dedicated on speedrunning the game, and he forced other people to play it, and I was like, man, this game looks easy to reproduce. What if I spent some of my precious hours to recreate? Because the best thing was the source files were accessible very easily, so I could just yoink them and put them in a map.
I'm seeing it now in the map page. It is. I don't know how to describe it. It's different.
Oh yes, it's beautiful. I spent 14 hours in total, and mind you, at some point I've lost the map file. Thankfully I did not lose much, but I had to recreate the map from scratch a second time. But most of the logic was made in the VScript. Just to show you my dedication on making this private joke real.
I really don't like looking at those hand models.
Well,
I really do not like them. Sui, are you seeing the same Steam page?
No.
You should pull it up. I think you need to look at this.
Alright, I'll pull it up.
The Wega
just so
challenge.
you know.
Just so you know.
The hands are ripped straight from the game that the map is based on.
Oh, the hands. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I know about the hands.
He knows about the hands.
Oh yeah.
I just
The
like
joke
looking at this.
The joke has gone way too far that even Mikush downloaded the game and tried speedrunning it. I am not joking.
Dude, we should have that just in the background for the whole episode, like it's surf footage.
I am not downloading 2 hours of Wega footage.
Why not?
Oh,
I'll record it. I promise I will. If you promise to use it, I'll record 2 hours of Lego footage.
oh, I was kind of hoping we'll pick like one of the turtle maps to use as a background.
Oh yeah, we
But
probably will.
I mean, even though nothing much really is happening in those maps without the players.
But yeah, outside of Lego's challenge, legendary, not a whole lot has happened on Redsun this week in specific. Of course, we have continuation of the Warp Zone event. Warp Zone, it's like week 3. I don't need to explain it. But Warp Zone's been, staying pretty good. Most interestingly, Warp Zone is hit the point where, the people who have been fully active every day, doing every ticket they can, for the most part. I believe it was yesterday, as of recording this, on Monday, so it'd be Sunday, was the first day that people were able to max out their tickets. Like, fully, if I am correct.
Oh yes, yeah, totally correct. And I am one of those people who have maxed out the event.
Very nice. And
Yeah,
I believe
nice.
after that you just get crates.
Yup, or BP, or even, a random coin drop. I was going to say, I expect a small drop in daily player count nowadays because, well, most people already finished the event.
That is kind of me and Sui's worry because we have not finished everything. So we're kind of worried that, oh no, we might not be able to get this anymore, but
Yeah.
who knows? We might
Yeah,
get
I'm sure-
lucky.
I'm sure the incentive of getting crates should be enough for tryharders to keep playing.
We
the
need more
event.
gambling addicts on Redsun. I
True.
think. It's true. Alex gets me. We gotta have this guy on permanently. We're like 20 minutes in, and I fucking love having this already. We're not even 20 minutes in. We're 7.
I've all the information about the event. I am not a dev for no reason.
Oh no, I mean, we've a lot to look forward though with having you on specifically. I think, for me, I guess we're moving on to main topic now. That we have plenty to talk about with Alex. I think you're kind of outside of the people who are in our mod space, and I think outside of the people who, like our 2 moderators, like 42 and Miku, I think you're probably the most prolific dude on the server for like your actual work contributions.
Oh, my contributions are mostly maps when it comes to plugins and, well, big event development. But those goes to 42 in Mikush. I am just the map maker dude who creates content for the servers.
Yeah,
But mostly
exactly.
tailored. Yeah, mostly tailored for Redsun.
Yeah, and not to discredit, all of the other wonderful, wonderful people we have on there. But yeah, I think if you were to rank the, I guess, total amount of work, you are very, very solidly, number 3, I feel like, for the modern state of Redsun.
Oh, yeah, it does help that I was in Redsun since the beginning of the server.
Yeah, you outdate me and Sui by a good bit, in the grand scheme of things. Which is funny to think about. I mean, we'll obviously have plenty of people on who do kind of dwarf our playtime, but you especially are kind of dwarfing us by a long shot.
Yeah, mostly spending my time developing maps. I have quite some fun making them, even though I've been slacking lately.
I'd hope you'd have fun. We're not paying you to do it. So I'm kind of hoping so.
My only pay is by setting maps at random intervals.
Yeah.
Even though I know full well that Mikush is not really enjoying me doing that.
They're good maps normally that you put up.
We all look forward to dev diarrhea, surely.
We all
sure.
love a good midway. Every
Oh,
now
yes.
and then. Are you
Oh,
the
yes, I'm
progenitor for midway? I've been meaning to ask.
Uh, no, not really. I did not make the map, and I did not start the bandwagon of sitting midways when people start complaining about maps.
Who
That one goes to
did?
Mikush.
Really?
Mikush
Miku?
no, Mikush did not make the map, but he was the one to be like, oh, okay, you guys are complaining? Oh, okay, it's midway time. And then that became a meme on the servers.
I was about to say, I thought he hated Midway.
Oh, he does.
Then who started Midway? Who made Midway? Is my
Oh,
question.
who made the actual map? Or it was one of the maps created for TF2 Maps.net April Fool's events. So it's outside of Redsun.
I'd heard of those.
Yep.
It's not even our joke. We stole it.
Exactly.
That's kind of embarrassing. We need something Redsun owned. Or we could just like buy that guy's likeness. That's another option.
I mean, this is kind of weird. I'm pretty sure like the guy who actually created the original map is not aware that his map is being memed on a completely different server.
It would be a pretty kind of incredible thing to just come across that. But, outside of Midway and whatnot, having you on as a developer, I guess the best place to start talking about your work on Redsun is, how did you find Redsun? Is what I'm curious about. You did say you were one of the older, people here. So, yeah, tell me about that.
I did not find Redsun. I was there as it was being created. I was there when he was born. So there was like this little, well, not little, but big community called Slag Gaming that was once owned by Mega the Slag, who was, let's just say, abandoned his community to create his own game, a small indie game called A Hat in Time. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of that game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't exactly blame somebody for leaving TF2 to go do something actually cool.
Oh, yes.
To be fair, can't blame the guy for that.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad game, though. I liked the game. Did you ever play it, Suri?
No.
Really, you had that energy, though. I thought you'd just come out and say, oh, I own the merchandise, by the way.
No, I have never played A Hat in Time, but I was on Slag during the days when it was starting to metamorphosize and the Redsun shop it is now. The Slag background for the shop was all of the Mafia dudes before we knew what they were. It's pretty cool.
Wish the Mafia was real.
That would bring an issue to class recognition. But yeah, I did play I did play the main campaign of A Hat in Time. I must say, yeah, Mega the Slag did the right job to abandon Slag Gaming to create a hit game.
Yeah. I wonder what this guy's Gears of Reckless are doing now. Surely they've got another game coming, right? They made bank.
I'm not sure what they're doing right now. I'm not sure if they're even doing new DLC for that game. I've yet to play the DLC because I own them. Never bother.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking it up now. They made Here Comes Nico too. If you've ever seen that, I was not aware they made that.
Wait, is that a new game or DLC?
It's a game that came out in 2021. It's another kind of similar platforming thingy. I got it off of a random white elephant gift a year ago. It's pretty it's pretty good.
That looks nice. Gives me some Paper Mario vibes, but I see it. They're mostly there as a publisher than actual development. If I go on the Steam page,
it was pretty good though. I thought it was kind of short.
That's why the DLC are there.
Yeah, that's fair. Outside of that, I can't see a whole lot. Outside of what they're working on in their next project, I do see some articles about them having, like, they're starting a new project and saying it'll be different from A Hat in Time, but that's about.
That's for the very far future.
Yeah. But outside of that, I apologize for getting us on a kind of a detour.
I mean, it's important to know the depth of like gaming.
It is important.
Because it's what gave us Super Zombie Fortress, Parkour Fortress. What else? Oh yeah, a Bomber mod, but we don't talk about that.
I think Bomber mod is peak. I won't accept Bomber mod criticism on this podcast.
But it's very fluid.
Sui is the biggest Bomber mod fan I know. Isn't that right, Sui?
Don't quote me on that.
And this guy loves Bomber mod. He invented bombing people. He sent a bomb to
No
my house
way.
last week.
No way.
I mean, that's just dedication to the craft. You gotta love him for that. You gotta love him for that.
Oh yeah. Finally a rare Bomber mod fan.
Oh man. Yeah. Outside of that,
Well, let's not get too sidetracked. Just so you know, that me, Toru Adachi, Dark Mule, which is known as Sash now, and Pigeon Verde were all like admins of the server, except that, well, we don't have full access to the back end of the server. So if Mekadosek was like, oh, I'm gonna shut the servers down because, well, why spend money on a dead community? Well, which just happened. Well, so in order to, since we were forcing that, well, us four, well, kind of went into a Skype call. Yes, Discord did not exist back then in 2013.
I wish
which was
Discord didn't exist sometimes.
Imagine. But yeah, 2014 was the year where Slack Gaming actually died. And we were like, well, let's make a spiritual successor to Slack Gaming. And since one of them was like a big fan of Metal Gear Solid, they were like, alright, let's make a Metal Gear Rising themed server and let's see where this goes. And this is how Redsun was born.
I guess on that note, before we talk about some of your work more individually, what was with the choice for, like, Metal Gear Rising specifically?
Oh, honestly, it was so far back. I think it was either Sash or Toru Adachi who made the call, because I didn't have much decision in picking a theme. I mean, I think Metal Gear Rising was released in 2013. Let me check real quick. Metal Gear Rising release date. Yeah, it was in 2013. I guess that game was like huge back then, so we went with that.
I mean, it feels like it was big back then, but it almost feels like it was more popular in the last, like, year or two, when it kind of
because
just
of the
exploded
memes?
again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
They got kind of obnoxious for a while there.
Oh, I kind of loved that meme.
Well, yeah, I don't hate it. It's just it got, some people. That sort of thing.
I am a meme lover. Like, I am a very influenceable person. You just, like, any meme can just trigger a brain rot in my brain. For example, the Vegas challenge. How convenient. Yeah. We're getting sidetracked again.
I mean,
yeah.
that's kind of what a podcast is about, to some degree. It's good to have some time to just kind of meander about, to yap.
Yeah, taking some different Perhaps like an adventure game, pick your own adventure book.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Alright. So I think we do have kind of a good backing about, what brought you to Redsun, what made you kind of what you were. I, obviously am mostly curious about your work on Super Zombie Fortress since, like Savior of Super Zombie Fortress, I believe, has been your title for ages.
Yup,
And what's
and then
with
he got
that?
replaced
Was
by
the
the
game mode
I-71.
in a wreck, a wreck or something? Like, was there a point when it wasn't gonna be a thing, and that's something you changed? Because that's the impression I got.
Well, honestly, I was not given a concrete explanation of why I was given the title by, well, Sash, since he was the one to give me the title. But
Gosh,
I
that's
think,
interesting.
but I think it was my map contribution mostly, because that's not news that most of the SDF maps are kind of generic.
What were they
Like-
like? What maps come to mind for that pool? If
Well,
you can name any.
mostly. You mean generic maps? Or you mean my maps?
I mean, like, as in, like, what were the kind of generic maps that were around at that time? Like, stock?
Well, not stock, but I mean, well, as I said, there were multiple maps that we got from like before 2013, and they were not great to say the least. For
Varying
example,
qualities, so to speak.
yeah. I mean, the most infamous example was SDF Drain. I don't
I could
think
believe it's
anyone.
that fucking old. I really could.
No,
Yeah.
but no, as I said, SDF was created by Mecha the Slag.
Mm.
Yeah, SDF is that old, so of course there are many maps coming from that era.
So I can blame him for Drain, like, directly.
Nope. There were multiple map makers making maps for SDF back
I
then.
would like to send my personal uncondolences to whoever made Drain. You have brought me an endless amount of suffering.
And the best
I
best part about
despise you for
Drain,
taking your free time to make something you enjoyed.
the best part is that the Drain that you have right now is not even the original Drain.
Oh
It's a
god,
remake.
it could get... Why would you remake Drain?
Because you know, maybe some map does deserve to be saved, or at least try to be saved.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was this one.
Well, what happened? I mean, refer back to what I said at the beginning. If you say why, the answer is always why
No.
not.
No, I don't want to hear a why not right now. I changed my
Why not?
mind. No. Alright. We can flip-flop a bit. Sui, do you have any question?
Well, it's an innumerable amount flopping around in my head because I'm gonna let in on a little bit of a secret.
Ooh, secret.
Secret?
Oh.
What happened?
Have you guys not prepared any more questions for me?
No,
I'm
we
sad.
do have questions. I'm just trying to flip-flop with, Sui.
Okay. Okay. My secret is I've kind of admired Alex for a while just because of the work that he put in, even before like the Redsun stuff back on like TF Dodgeball Swag Rocket, back in the Mind Turtle profile picture era.
No clue what that map is, but
Oh.
it sounds great.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess just like what made you want to make the turtle attack defense series, I guess I could say. Just get right into the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah, I mean, turtle defense, the whole turtle series, that is.
The
As
world
Alex
of the
is
seg-
again.
the big subject. Alright. Well, how do I mean, you know how kids are like, dumb and edgy at a very small age. I think I was like 15 when I've made Turtle Attack, 15, 16, and I was like, I need to make my map very special. I mean, maybe I should say, what made me get into map making? So I used to be a very huge player of Counter-Strike Source, mostly the zombie escape maps, and one of the escape maps that impressed me the most was Meko Reactor. I was so impressed. Like, how can you make a very well scripted and boss fights, all of this in a Source map, especially Counter-Strike Source? And I was like, I must make one of these maps in TF2.
And especially when this is in like a pre-VScript era where that's like the easiest thing in the world.
Oh no, not even VScript era. That was like back in like 2012.
This is pre any good tools.
Yes. Like where people were like using simple logic, like nothing too sick that you see nowadays different maps. So yeah, I was mostly inspired by this Counter-Strike Source map, and I wanted to bring the gimmicks into one of the zombie game modes of TF2, and the only zombie game mode that Slack Gaming had was Super Zombie Fortress, and how convenient as a new game mode that needs new maps. I must jump on the opportunity to be one of the first maps.
Right place, right time. I mean, to kind of weasel your way in, make your niche. That's very interesting.
Exactly. Like back then, the only zombie game mode was called Zombie Fortress, the predecessor of Super Zombie Fortress, and most of the map were mostly you camp in one spot and that's it, you just survive in that one spot, while Super Zombie Fortress mostly focuses on attack and defense maps.
It was a good change. I am not big on the sitting still maps.
Yeah, nah. I mean, maybe with the Zombie Fortress perk version, maybe you could have found some enjoyment by finding combos with your teammates. But otherwise, yeah, nah, attack defense all the way.
To be fair, there is a little bit of fun to be found in Tank Playground. I will not deny that.
True, but can you really camp in one spot in Tank Playground?
I do have a spot, but I'm not going to dox myself on air and lose that forever.
I mean, is it really like camp in one spot and more
there is a spot that people just do not come to. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
also, sometimes the water you can swim in, that's fun.
True. I was going to say, Tank Playground is mostly hide and seek.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, again, Tank Playground's different, but I do find it amusing.
So yeah, in Mako Reactor, where you just follow the story of Final Fantasy VII, and well, since I was like a 16-year-old, stubborn and edgy, I wanted to make my own story with my own protagonist. And well, with my little autismo brain rot brain, I've settled on a turtle as an protagonist antagonist, and tada, Turtle Attack was born.
And thus we have the turtle. That was actually one of the questions I had written down to ask, which was, what's the turtle about? And I guess we could still ask that. Why turtles?
Well, first of all, my favorite color is green, and turtles are green. Also like their design. And I guess their shell is what makes them special as an animal, like unique.
I mean, there's armadillos.
Yeah, yeah, but are they green?
Not typically.
Armadillos
Yeah.
aren't green, Jolly.
What do you... I know that.
Ah,
I mean, I can check Google real quick. Ooh, I have bad news.
what are they green?
There's something called the nine-banded armadillo.
Oh.
I got real bad news.
Wait, what?
Unless
We
Google
need
is unless Google's sending me misinformation, sometimes they're green.
Ah, but not most of the time.
No, not most of the time. Like, it seems to be a pretty rare palette, but I am seeing it on the Google.com. There are some
They have to be a
green
fluke to be green, so yeah.
Nah. Plus, back then, it would be very hard to implement that animal in my maps because the only animal model that I could find
was the
was
turtle.
inconvenient. Exactly.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I did steal parts of other maps from other source games, and then I've made a mix and match for my first map.
I mean, all source games are free game when you do these maps.
Yeah, but that's not a very honest work if you ask me, stealing from other map makers. I mean,
yeah,
I'm-
don't steal from other map makers, but you know.
I mean, unless it's for learning purposes, then that's fine.
Yeah, look at him, he's green. That's
True.
a green
Oh my.
armadillo.
Oh, he cute.
Jamie, pull up a picture of a green armadillo.
Oh, I hate you when I have to fucking edit this. Okay.
Nah,
But-
it's a cool armadillo. It deserves to be up.
And nah, but Turtle is so much better.
Yeah, turtles are cool. No
Yeah.
argument there. I did find an armadillo harness while I'm up here.
Oh boy.
I don't know why that exists, but I'm gonna quit before I get sidetracked again, or I have to tell Sui to pull up the armadillo harness.
Let's
Or we can-
wrap it up.
Or we
Wrap
can
it
have
up.
or we can have a 4-hour podcast, or have the podcast split in 2 sessions.
Nah, we're not gonna need to split time. We have plenty of time to talk and do what we need to do.
Oh boy.
Outside of the turtles, outside of, what was it? Your turtle attack, turtle defense series. I know you also do, or did some mapping work on, what was it, SCP?
I did one map, or that was just a stupid.
I mean, one map is kind of a lot in as small of a pool as SCP is.
Yeah, but I will just say that it was a stupid small commission by Mr. Fluff. He was like,
Fluff
Oh,
did it?
yeah, he gave me
Oh.
he gave me like an unusual rocket launcher and an Australium Frontier Justice. And it was like, okay, I will give you those
I
items
thought
if you
Fluff
make
was the #1 complainer for this map.
No way.
Fluff.
Yes.
Oh, Mortis,
Alright.
this guy.
It was okay. Make the total support map in SCP.
Oh,
That's it.
man.
And I'm sorry if the generation is bullshit, or so it's because this script was not a thing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And everyone-
is a map and a half. It took me a lot
Yeah.
of times playing on it before I realized it was randomly generated. I thought it
Yeah.
just kind of sucked and the layout was bad. But no, it was randomly generated. That's not,
Yeah.
I mean, some
But
would
that-
probably argue it's still shit, But I think I was just confused, was all. I really don't think it's a bad map. For what it's worth. There are plenty of things people do complain about. The vending machine funny. Is the one I
the
see a lot.
nuke. Yeah,
The nuke vending machine, I think the
Yeah.
chances of that should be like raised to like 50 one night.
so I've spread the rumor of 1%. It's totally baloney. It's not 1%. So for the two people listening to this podcast who loves SCP, totally support, who actually goes out of their way to get the coins, it's not 1%. How it works is that for the 5, not the 5,
Oh, there's
the
a
4,
math equation.
no, it's not really a math equation. Just note that for the 4 first purchases, it's impossible to get the nuke. And then after that, it's 5%.
5.
Yep,
5. Interesting. Okay. It's not a bad way to do it. I think that's fair.
Yeah, but then again, we just said that the source random number generation is kind of bad. It tends to give the same number more often than not. Yeah, it's very bad RNG.
I don't know. I think
But-
it should be 50% for a nuke, though. So
Nah.
no, make it 50. Come on. You know you
That would
want to
be
do
way
it.
too-
You know you want to do it. You
I mean,
know you
come on.
want to do it.
Come on, people already hate the regular nuke in SCP. I should not be.
Let's think about
I
it.
should not be giving any more powers to Black Knight, who is like the number 1 vending machine fan on that map.
We love a good gambling addiction, though.
I will update the map and the map, but I will not tell if I will lower or increase the chances of the nuke.
I pray you raise it. I do.
But I love SCP.
We love
Come.
SCP. I know
Come on,
Sui's a
Suis.
big fan of SCP.
Actually, Jolly's the number 1 SCP fan.
No, I think you're a bigger fan of SCP. Why
No.
don't you
yourself.
tell him about how much you love SCP? Wow, it's the best
Listen,
game mode.
Come on. But yeah, total support. I could have handled it much better. Could have given it a different theme. But we've got what we have. And sorry, again, if the generation is kind of shite. This script was not a thing.
I mean, it wasn't the worst generation in the world. There was other generation map projects before that were not even SCP, and they were kind of funny. You know what I mean? What was the one?
Arena random break. Yes, No Man's Skybox is the best example.
Yeah, that one is a bit of a trauma response on my end.
In what way? It's because of the choke points.
It's the everything, man. It's the every. There was another one that was grounded, and I forget what it was called. It had like
Arena.
a weird depth texture on every block.
That is No Man's Sky.
Am I? No,
No, I
not
mean-
not the glass one.
Wait, glass?
We may be thinking of different maps.
Well, you mean swapping? Like, because it was that one map that we find in Class Warfare called Arena _ Random Bricks, which has a nice generation, but sometimes it just fucks a whole team. And then, if you want like some real map generation, it was, well, No Man's Skybox. The one that requires you to wait 1 minute before you actually get to play the game.
I remember that one now. Okay, yeah, now I have the names clear in my mind. Good call. But yeah, definitely some interesting examples of Generation before that. And Generation has gotten better since then. I know we have another Generation map on Redsun that came out post VScript. I forget what game mode it was.
SCP?
It was the other SCP map. I forget what the name is.
Well, let me pull out the list really quick. There was one made by Bad Fox Kid, but that one is on rotation, and then another one was made by 42.
I think it was Dr. Heels that made the other one.
Oh, Dr. Hills and 42. 42 made the randomization logic, and then Dr. Hills made the actual design decoration. So it was Warren Lab. SCP Warren Lab.
Yeah, Warren Lab. It's pretty decent.
Yeah,
I guess. It's definitely a better generation. I don't like the lighting on map. That's my main beef with the map, honestly. I don't like the lighting.
Too bright?
It's too bright. Before it was worse. Before it was genuinely full bright. And they fixed that, but it's not good. It could go down a light level or two, I feel
well,
like.
let's hope that they are listening to the podcast and take the feedback in consideration.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they ever ask for feedback again, that would be my piece of feedback is, you know, do the lighting a little different.
But yeah, it feels like a kind of a full bright map, but not like that I mind, honestly. But yes, this is an example of true random generation. While Turtle support, well, it's more pseudo. Like the rooms are the same, it's just which door are open, which door are closed per round. Like it's pseudo. It's not true random generation. Like if you no clip like out of the map, don't go into the back rooms, but you will see that the layout is always the same. It just which connections are open between the rooms that are randomized.
So maybe it's just my skill issue then.
True.
Could theoretically memorize that.
Yeah, it's also my fault for making my map big because most of the time the gameplay loop of SCP is just speed run to the upgrade station with a card, upgrade it, and then just whoop, just escape to the exit as fast as possible and pray that you meet no SCP on the way or any guards are feeling a little bit evil and wants to RDM everyone.
I mean, that's what I do as MTF, to be honest. I just spray every class D I can.
Yeah, I know.
Until I run out of ammo. Yeah, I think I got Sui the other day with that.
Yeah.
He killed me with that exact fucking strat yesterday.
I mean, strat is a strong word. Strat implies it's some, like, Hitler tier genocide method I'm cooking up.
But
smart enough for that. I'm sorry.
No offense taken. No offense taken. I just think you should be allowed to kill Class D, that's all.
I mean, there's no rule against that, so...
No, there's not. There's karma, but, you know.
Yeah,
Every day I think about my baller clip of spraying down the hallway and just nuking free Class D. One of them was Cater, too. It was justified.
You give the SCP the win.
It didn't matter because I won. That's
No
what
way.
matters.
I can't take the karma debate seriously with looking at 42's like videos of him just killing like mass clusters of D class. He's like, "Oh, I'll hold the elevator," and he throws the fucking bouncy ball into it. Oh, thanks, 42.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. That's my favorite clip ever, I think.
I mean,
It's a good
at
thing
the
I've never
end,
found a bouncy ball, I'll say that. I
at
have
the
some things I'd like to cook up.
at the end, someone wise told me, if you had fun, you won no matter what.
That's the truth of it, Alex. That is the truth of it. Just so we can keep bouncing back and forth our ideas, Sui, do you have anything else you'd like to ask Alex?
I figured it would be best to get this out of the way now than later. Alex,
Oh boy.
Yes?
I've been meaning to ask for years now.
Oh, they're getting married.
Asterisk,
Oh no.
Jolly. I will smite you.
You can't kill me in a way that matters.
No, do not give Val $100.
Anyway, I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, like, even just for my own sake, while trying to make the RPG, and I was scratching my head about it, what is the Hat Turtle lore?
The Hat
There's,
Turtle
like,
lore.
I hear all sorts of, like,
Ooh.
different takes on it, and, like, it's just so much stuff, not to mention, like, the complete other lore back end on Black Wonder, where it's like, who came up with this stuff? So it's like, I want to get it straight from the source. Like, what's going on in these maps? I want to hear it.
And I suppose, yeah, I mean, if we could get like an actual kind of lore overview, if you're interested in talking about that, or you could leave it anonymous and just let us be like it's a fucking when Game Theory brought on what's his name, Scott Coffin. Nothing answered. They just hear them laugh at us. Because I have no real basis on the turtle lore except, like, what happens in Turtle Attack. The red metal, so to speak.
Another big topic to cover. Well, sorry if I become silent left and right. It just means I'm thinking, but I will just preface this by saying back when I was 16, I was a stubborn and edgy teenager. And I was like, well, I will also put some bits and part of my life in there, in the story. Because at the beginning, the whole red metal thing did not exist. And I kept building on the story as my, real life, progresses. I went through many stages, like, from losing friends, losing a job, those type of grief. And I was like, I'm gonna cope with those events by injecting them into, the turtle story. So yeah, that's the preface.
And what is that turtle story to let you go off?
Well, to make it simple, it just had turtle trying to fit in the universe that just rejects him, and it finds that the power of the red metal could give him what he always wanted.
And
Like,
the red metal, do we get clarification on what that is exactly? I'm trying to remember from the maps, and nothing's coming to mind.
oh yeah, the red metal are very vague on purpose, but the general idea are like keys to other dimension. Like, how in Total Defense you go from, that alien planet to other dimensions, the void dimension, etc. While the red metal is kind of like the keys to those dimensions.
So it's like it's like a keyblade.
No, it's not really a Keyblade.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I'm just taking a
Why there is a
guess.
Keyblade in Turtle Attack?
I'm just trying to guess because I don't know why the fuck else you go to Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, the reason why there's a Keyblade in Turtle Attack is because
I don't know. I just assumed that's what the Keyblade did.
That's because one of my, former friends used to be a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I wanted to make them happy by adding a model of the Keyblade and give them, an in-game purpose, which is making the bosses weaker.
I do like the power-up system to some degree.
Oh yeah, those were
a lot of the turtle
taken.
maps.
Those were
If
taken
I
straight.
were the turtle designer, I'd probably make them debuff you a little bit more.
Nah,
I need there to be some punishment.
nah, those power-ups are taken. I mean, the design are taken straight from, Zombie Escape, from Counter-Strike source, and those are straight power-ups. Like there's no debuffs.
Yeah,
most
I
of
mean,
the time.
for like the carrier, they're like a little bit slower or something. I think that would be peak.
Yeah, but the design are solid right now. No need to change them. But
Oh yeah, I'm just yabbering and liking to pretend like I know map design better than everybody in the world.
But yeah, to go back to red metal, those are keys that opens reefs to other dimension where had turtle, how do you say, pulls his power from, which, like, for example,
Is that the dimension we have at the end of Turtle Defense? I think it is, with like the black dimension with the black Alex Turtle.
Oh yes.
Sui, get off my case.
Oh,
Sui, get off my case.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't know what
Casual
else to put this, okay?
Casual racism, I see.
No, we're not casual or competitive. We're not playing the game.
But yeah, the red metal open, doors to different types of dimension, and one of them just happens to be the dimension of dreams, which is why you can hear one of the Kirby boss fights songs in the level 2 of Turtle Defense, because the dimension is from the dreams of everyone, including the negative dreams, the nightmares, and had Turtle pulls his power from those nightmares.
I mean, I do see in the, the Black Wonder timeline events, there is that big portion, the trapped in Dream World, and I guess that's kind of what this is.
Yeah, it is somehow.
And it's kind of where
that
we
part.
would slot in every kind of, every funny map into the Alex timeline, so to speak.
Yep, I'm kind of impressed that they managed to get that part right, even though they did not include the turtle maps in that category. Where they even put the turtle maps.
Dude, the Black Wonder timeline of events for zombie servers is crazy.
I mean,
yes.
Is it accurate?
I don't know.
Well, it's
Because I'm seeing all the maps on there, and like, they're all on Redsun for the most part.
Yeah, but I would not. I mean, it's a fanon. Like, it's their head canon.
I would like to mention, I think it's great that 4-way is so atrocious. It's a part of the dream world. I think that's notable to mention.
It's like a backrooms level.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that's important to mention before we go onwards. And I mean, I'm just browsing it, and it looks roughly accurate to me. I mean, I don't see any issue.
It kind of looks like it's like, oh, here's our map pool. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that's great. But then trying to like put the claims like, oh, but they're all connected. It's like,
I mean,
Huh?
it's pretty reasonable as far as
It's reasonable. It's just kind of like if I was playing on Black Wonder back in the day when I got into like the whole storytelling through maps deal, it's like I'd be scratching my head playing Turtle Defense, being like, how does Drain fit into the timeline?
I wish Drain was in canon. I hate this fucking map.
How is Toy Fortress canon to the Turtleverse?
It's in the dream world.
I mean, it's not really the Turtleverse, it's more like the SDF verse in general. But it's their community, it's their timeline. Like, we don't have much influence in that, in what they think the timeline should be.
I find it interesting that all the Left 4 Dead maps are not considered part of the dream world.
Because they suck. That's probably
Well,
why.
that's
they
not a
all
good
suck.
argument, because 4-Way is the first one in the dream world.
I mean, they are not a Left 4 Dead map, so... Like, 4-Way is an original creation that was then ported to Slender Fortress.
Ooh, Slender Fortress is a topic.
I don't find there's a big topic for not this episode.
Let's save
What?
all of this for the game mode episode, eh?
The game
Yeah.
mode episode. God, I mean, while we're on the topic, I would not protest Slender Fortress on Redsun. I really wouldn't. Maybe after a month I'd start whining, but I don't know. In my mind, it's like, if it was just a straight port of the global nonsense game mode, honestly, it might be kind of cooking.
Due to the red dot on my forehead, I cannot comment further about any of this until...
The red dot on your forehead. Interesting. Well, I'm bulletproof in case you're curious, so I don't face the same worry. But don't test that, don't test that, don't test that, don't test that.
Well, I will just mention that we did test Slender on Redsun for like 1 or 2 weeks, and we just realized that people just cannot wait like long minutes to be their turns, because only like 10 people can play at that time, and each round is like 5 minutes.
I feel like with, obviously that's a huge amount of work, but I feel like there's a rewrite you could balance out where rounds are shorter and more people can play. By by tripling the SCP cap. Or did I say SCP?
No, Slender.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
If you tripled the amount of Slender entities.
Maybe. If
like
either
it's
would
winnable.
be...
Redsun loves a good challenge.
Surely.
Slender Men.
I don't know,
I've-
just a thought. I'd love to see that played around with, but when was that test anyways? I feel like I heard about that a few years back.
What did you hear?
I heard
Like-
a similar story of like testing it for a week.
Ah.
And like that was years ago though, wasn't it?
That was 1 or 2 years ago. That was relatively recent in Redsun history.
Really, I feel like I would have remembered that.
Yeah. But that was insignificant anyway.
It may have been during my period of kind of like inactivity with Redsun when I was, getting wet and shit.
Bro.
But yeah. God, I'm trying to look back over.
I will just make a quick mention that I kind of made a small collaboration on a Slender map called Slender Swamp, and one of the main entities is Shrek.
You made
yes,
the Shrek map.
yes.
I remember.
Which is why that in the lobby there is a hot turtle model in one of the secret rooms.
That figures. Wow.
Yes, that was back in 2013.
God, that's ages ago. I
Yep.
played Thunder Fortress before I touched Redsun, is the funny thing. So that So Alex was always real. Alex was
Yep.
always real.
Yup.
That shit is crazy. Let's see. Outside of the timeline, outside of that. Do you have any plans outside of Super Zombie Fortress or actually, before we talk about any other plans, there is, your other big thing outside of Super Zombie Fortress, would be the casual I guess, well, I say casual compatible like they're getting out of the casual, but, you know, the V-Script, Battle Royale maps.
Yes.
Another big thing you've worked on.
It is indeed one of the biggest things, and I am impressed that I actually pulled that off.
I'm impressed you pulled that off. I'm impressed it worked in the previous form at all, as I have such an incredible fondness for Redsun Battle Royale. And a lot of that is less because TF2 Battle Royale is good, and more so because I'm playing a Battle Royale where I know each person in the lobby.
Oh yeah, that's different.
That's a really special
Oh yeah, it has an
thing.
experience.
It's a really special experience that nothing really, like, is the same as. And I love that. I love that feeling. And, of course, the experience is a lot different in your form of Battle Royale. The team battles.
Oh yes, compared to Fortress Royale, which is Miku's version, where everyone is like, well, free for all, and everyone gets their own class weapon. Mine
Until,
is
like,
every...
the second round when, like, the heavies start teaming up.
Oh
and
yeah, that's
kind
not
of everybody
fun.
else. It's bad, but I also kind of, like, I have a cheesy love of it. Like, I have good memories of watching the entire server team up against whatever the big problem team is this time. Sometimes heavies, sometimes spies were a common one.
Oh yeah, the spies.
Yeah,
no,
fucking
no one
11
likes them.
spies versus everybody else. God.
Oh,
and you'd come across somebody in a
out.
crate, and you're just like, yeah, we're chill. We're chill. You're not a spy. You're chill. And it's a very funny special being, like, special feeling. But I get why we don't encourage teaming, though that does kind of...
Yeah, that kind of wins the game mode. I'm sure.
It wins the game mode, and it's also kind of a thing where, like, you can't do a halfway teaming rule.
Yeah.
Like, the way it's been attempted a few times, but it's something you have to be hard on, or it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, that...
Because unlike something like a SCP or... SCP or VSH are the two other game modes that I think friendly rules come up most often. But those are like... They don't carry the same weight, I guess is the way to put it.
It's kind of clear if you're, well, friendlying or not.
But it's also like... It doesn't really affect anyone.
Yeah.
At most, it drags out the round by, like, 30 seconds. But the difference is, with friendlying in, Fortress Royale, that does genuinely affect everybody. To some degree. Sometimes it's not as bad, but it does affect everybody. And I'm guessing that was kind of why you decided to do it the way you did with team battles.
Well, it's more than that. It's just to make clear that there's a difference between my V-Script Battle Royale and Miku's Fortress Royale.
Yeah, I mean that's the main difference. But I just mean, like, why did you choose kind of to do team battles instead?
Well, team battles. Well, that was... Well, they just said that some of my friends really dislike free-for-all battle royales, and they were really pushing towards, well, the team. And there were also some, like, V-Script limitations. Like, I can't do, like, true free-for-all. Like, each class is, like, well, their actual class. For example, if you go pyro and you try to friendly fire with a flamethrower, it just doesn't work. Like you cannot friendly fire with a flamethrower. So I just went like, okay, fuck it, let's make everyone equal, and I will just ban the weapons that just don't work.
Interesting. I remember flamethrowers working in the old version of Fortress Royale. I'm guessing but that's because that's a source mod.
Yup,
And there are limitations with VScript.
Yup.
As much as it is a blessing, it does have some issues, and I'm guessing friendly fire is one of them.
Yes.
I think the other big one was like HUD elements, if I'm remembering correctly. Something along those lines, something UI related. I remember the guy who did VSH commented on a few times, something like that.
Well, you cannot make custom UIs, that's for sure, unless you are like very, very like sick in programming who knows everything about source, but I don't have that knowledge.
Yeah, I think UI was what it was.
But I am happy that this script allows you to display the cache HUD element, even though it doesn't work on every HUD, like custom HUD.
Yeah, well, it works on my HUD, and I have the most fucked up HUD known to man, so it works out.
Amazing.
I'm shocked if it does not work in other people's. The one I've been using is Joffrey, if you've ever seen that. It's a hyper modification of Insomnia HUD, essentially.
Oh boy.
Which is never how you want to start a HUD. But it works out for me.
Nice.
I really like it. I might send it to the group chat afterwards. I think it's worth looking through. I think Miku tried it a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I've been meaning to ask how he liked it. He's never pinged me to call me an idiot for using it, so as far as I know, he's a big fan.
It's working.
It is a very stable HUD, and it has a shit ton of options. I was thinking he'd like it because it has a lot of, like, you can basically retool every color ever. There's an absurd amount of color settings. And I know he suffers from some degree of color blindness. I forget which one it is. I believe it's the red-green issue.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and so... which, given the body of people in this call, we've only got red and green, so he'd fit in right in here, but otherwise... yeah, I think it would be very good for somebody who is, like, does have a color impairment like that. But I'll have to get back to him on that. Outside of that, I got what I needed. Have you done any other projects you think are notable outside of, what all we've talked about? Am I forgetting the big one?
You're forgetting the big one.
Ooh, can I get a hint?
Okay,
I'll remember it, I swear.
It has a green stem, it has golden petals. It's,
Did he make
TF2
Flowey?
adaptation? Yes.
I thought Frosty made Flowey.
No, I made
Wait,
it.
he spread misinformation. He said it to my face. Hold on.
Well, it did contribute, so he was not fully lying.
He was not fully lying, but you made Flowey? Really?
Yup.
Flowey's what got me on Redsun. I came here to play Flowey. Holy shit.
Like 90% of the people.
I hear 90% of people say that's kind of their origin for joining Redsun, is wanting to come see the Flowey map.
It was an epidemic.
It was an epidemic. I love my Undertale.
Well, you must have seen the first video where it's just the 2D version bait. I think I may have created the first ever bait on Redsun.
That's incredible. You know, we have a lot of masturbators on Redsun, I feel like. So it's impressive to hear the first person debate on Redsun like that.
Yeah, how fitting. But I will just say that before Fury, Redsun was a wasteland. No one was playing. And fun
So you
story,
saved
like was
Redsun
following,
twice.
more like Redsun was not really alive in the first place.
You're a king for that. Wow, I can't believe I didn't know that. I thought Frosty did it all.
Right?
I'll go have to
just
bonk him over the
contributed.
head with a stick, or I'll go steal his boyfriend or something.
And you wanted him on the podcast.
I will get him on the podcast. Hopefully he's not watching this
Right.
far in.
Well, he will owe you an explanation, but it did help me with some logic.
But
Yeah,
that's really cool to hear you did that. I mean, that's a real huge thing for Redsun. God, we should have led with
Oh,
that,
yes.
not Super Zombie
Oh, yeah.
Fortress.
Oh yeah, that's a whole topic on its own, if you don't mind. Another sidetracking. I mean, it's really a sidetracking. I think this is one of my main arcs on Redsun.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So I was going to explain, I was following this very neat indie game that you may have not heard of called Undertale. And I was like, oh, that's pretty unique for an RPG. I am not a fan of RPG, but this one intrigues me. And I was like, oh damn, I don't have the mod yet. And Turu was like, here, have a pirated copy of Undertale.
Oh, we love
And
pirating.
But was it pirating? I'm not sure. These are actually very legit. I need to check my Steam real quick. Do I own Undertale?
Jamie, can you put the pirated copy of Undertale link in the description of this video?
Oh no. Okay, I own Undertale, so I don't know if I actually pirated it or if I have in fact pirated and then I bought it legit next, but I own Undertale. Do not send the copyright police to me.
They'll
Thanks.
send fucking Sebastian Wolf.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dude, the Sebastian Wolf drama was crazy.
And let's just say, I loved the game so much that I was insisting to one of my other friends to play Undertale. Come on, play Undertale. And man, it was before the whole hype. Like, that was like a brand new game.
I was a part of the hype. I have a very personal relationship to the hype.
Nice.
I wrote a lot of fanfic back in the day that I
Oh
have
God,
since
fuck.
purged. It came with my big Tumblr purge I did a few years back. When it came up in a job search. yeah, after that job search, it came up and I nuked that Tumblr that day, and I honestly kind of regret it. It's not like that Tumblr thing like cost me my job or anything, because they didn't dig deep enough to see the stuff that would have got me fired. But I couldn't live with that. It like damaged me to see that pulled up on a reference sheet.
JB, can we get into the Wayback Machine? Get the
Please. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to change my name and like character. I'm gonna have to change my fucking identity over that.
Come on, kid, we've been good.
That sounds like a podcast episode.
No, we can't ever have that up anywhere.
The Jolly Storytime episode? Oh,
no,
can't wait.
we can't. But yeah, I've written Undertale fanfic for a very long time, is my point.
Epic. Well, you need to
Recently,
continue
I've
on.
honestly been replaying through Undertale, and since earlier in December, the sequel game Undertale Yellow finally came out.
Sequel.
And I've kind of sequel. It's a prequel. That's my bad. But I've kind of been on a huge streak of just playing Undertale, a lot of Undertale fan games in the last couple months. It's been very good for me to kind of relive everything and be part of that community again, which I tried very hard to separate myself from, and I kind of look back and see I didn't have a good reason to do that. These people are great, except when they're not, but they're great.
Yeah, so Jamie,
No, there's no Jamie. He's not gonna pull up.
Okay,
He's
Jarvis.
not gonna pull up my sand story, okay? He's not gonna find it.
Sans.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Since you're the one who mainly made the boss maps of, like, Jevil and Spamton...
You made
Flowey,
Javel
all that stuff.
Spamton too?
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I had a feeling, but I just like did not check the credits for those maps.
It says it right as you joined.
No
I
one
don't-
reads the credits
look,
anyway.
Look, I forgot.
It's the first camera.
I
okay,
forgot!
Bro. And I put those cameras on purpose.
I forgot. Okay. I don't play boss maps. They're
Oh, no.
tiring, and the people who play them are much more tiring. If I get told some shit like swap off spy, again, decapitation. Don't take ammo from the dispenser, decapitation. Normally I just put up a fucking
Decapitato.
dispenser and sit up in the corner until I'm kicked. I hate being there. But anywho,
Now I know what to look out for. Anyway. So since you made all those, Alex, I have an interesting question.
Tell me.
Since we are in, what is it? March of our Year of the Lord 2024, and Deltarune Chapter 3 isn't out yet. What do you think the secret boss of that will be?
That's a prediction question. I'm not
Because
great.
whatever it is, people are gonna tell you to make a boss map out of it.
Well, here's the thing.
After hearing you were able to be bribed to make what map was it? That fluff. I'm kind of wondering what's the going rate for a boss.
Oh, here's the thing. The people don't tell me to make a Deltarune map. Kyrian has the ability to tell me to make a map because the main reason is, well, I don't make the models. Kyrian makes them. If I don't have the model, I am unable to make the map, but...
I'm gonna have to bribe 3 people to make what I need done.
but yeah, every single time Kyrian comes to me and it's like, hey look, I've made this boss based on the Deltarune secret boss. How about you make a map? I will provide all the assistance that you need.
So I gotta go bribe Carillion first, and then I gotta bribe you. Is what
Yup.
I'm getting.
Yup.
Oh man, that's gonna be an interesting going rate. This is the price it pays to get an Alex map, chat. Honestly, unironically, I would drop up to $500 in total for what I need done. I have a very specific vision of something amusing.
Is it a Undertale Yellow boss?
Yeah.
Epic.
I have a lot of money, okay?
Epic.
Epic.
The boss map pipeline has been revealed. Uh-oh.
But hey, that's not the last reveal we actually have. I say reveal like it's gonna happen.
Why?
The last reveal we have for...
Well, before you do that, I really want to tell that small story about Flowey. because it is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I did say, like, I've had a friend who was like, come on, play Undertale, and he was like, no. And I was like, okay, if he doesn't play Undertale, I will bring Undertale to Team Fortress 2. And my friend was like, I'm not playing Team Fortress 2. Okay, so I did all of it for nothing. So I'm just going to record the map, post it on YouTube, and give the video to him. And to my surprise, the next day I woke up, already see 30k views in like one night, and and I was like, there's something to do, and I've got added by, his name was Fission Metroid. He is not known on Redsun. He mostly does models for TF2 Maps.net and particles. And he was like, you have got a 3D model, let's collab together to bring the full experience, because if you watch the first video, it just stops at the 2D flowy bait reveal, and then it just throws bombs, and then it just, stalemate, you lose, you got baited, there's no flowy. Like, the plan was not even to make a full-scale boss, it was just to make a funny bait for a specific person, and then it just blown out of proportion. And that's how Redsun went from zero people playing to full player count on both Raiden and Armstrong.
Well, I'll have to get back to you and Carillion on my bribe.
Oh god,
no, I won't spring that on y'all anytime soon, but who knows? Who knows? We'd love having expendable cash. And speaking of expendable cash, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends has over 500 champions in the game across several different factions.
Wait, can I get some of that cash then? How much did they pay you for this?
I'm supposed to be paying Sui?
No, and me too. I am on this podcast.
No, we've got no Raid sponsorship. I hope we never get a sponsorship.
But a shame. I want free money.
I do like free money. I feel like we yap too much.
You don't want to shill for idle heroes?
We would be such bad representatives. We would be actively detrimental to any brand.
Hey, everybody.
I remember talking about in the first episode, if we did like a Manscaped ad, God, I'd hate those. I have to see if I can find one. When manscaping, you gotta use the right tools for the job, and trust me, your boss will thank you. I've actually been using Manscaped for months. I own a couple of their products, like the Lawnmower 2.0 and their ball deodorant, because it's the only thing that's saved me from cheap balls.
You use code HATTURTLE for 100% off your first purchase.
Yes, but Hat Turtle in. Go ahead.
Not that added the Hat Turtle voice.
The song gets played.
Discount code for 10% off your order.
Oh, that's
Mickey
so
Mouse
perfect.
than anything, but yeah.
Yeah. Only two people are capable of doing the Hat Turtle voice, which is, well, the original voice actor Forge, and Commit is very, very, very close, almost identical.
Interesting. I would love to practice the Hat Turtle voice. It would be fantastic to whip that out on a whim.
Yeah, you will destroy your vocal cords, that's for sure.
Outside of that, we do have
one nice thing.
What were
Yeah?
you saying, Sui?
Oh, I was just gonna say really quickly. Well, I guess this goes in tandem with what you want to show.
But or do you want to lead? Who's leading?
You can go ahead. I can go after since it's related.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and jort my shimmy. That was a bad way to lead that.
What?
Yeah, that was a bad way to lead that. As we, talked a bit before the podcast, you did say you had a couple reveals you'd like to make, for a certain project you might be working on?
It's a very small reveal that some people already know, because I've been joking on the server multiple times, but I don't think they took it seriously, which is giving Turtle Attack a level 5
Really, a level 5.
Yes, as a reward for beating the secret level 4 that is still bullshit. Don't worry, I'm still working on nerfing the final secret boss. So you can actually experience level 5. So some images should show. It's like very work in progress, so don't worry if they look ugly, there's no lighting whatsoever. Just know that it will be like his own gimmick, his own boss.
Yeah, seeing the walking portion of the second picture, it reminds me of...
Of Drain?
No, it does not remind me of Drain. I look at sewers and they do not remind me of Drain. I think I would rather live in a sewer than play Drain, for that matter.
Oh boy.
But it reminds me kind of like, you know, obviously it's the same. Obviously the map was pulled. Let me try that one more time.
What?
I
will just say it's
struggling.
ugly. I will just say it's ugly because
It is ugly, but it's. You first.
I am hitting the brushed limits, so unfortunately I've left to do with what I have.
Oh, the end of the brush limit.
Yes.
Who
I don't think any TF2 map was meant to handle that much detail in the first place.
Guess not. But
It just
does
you're
like
pushing boundaries.
There are some boundaries. The walking area reminds me of that brief portion of walkable space in a SCP Turtle.
Oh.
What was it? Turtle SCP? I forget what the name of the actual map is.
Turtle support.
Turtle support, that's right. It reminds me of the small walkable portion of Turtle Defense, and I always thought it was neat in... did I say defense? I think I meant defense. Okay, it reminds me that Turtle support walkable part reminded me a lot of, you know... Well, it doesn't remind me a lot, because it is the same as the ones in Turtle maps.
Yup.
But it was kind of neat to actually be able to walk in those portions, even if for like a little tiny bit, and still have like, you know, the goofy elevator looking things. And it looks to be we're going to be having a lot of that, maybe, in this version.
Oh yes, that's the
Those
beginning
areas.
of level 5.
Yep.
Yeah, the idea would be you enter the tower that you see in level 3, 4 from level 5, and then, well, that's a surprise.
I guess we'll be moving inwards towards something, and that's what we see in the first picture.
Yup. You're moving inside of the some kind of laboratory. Like, there will be like a teleporter similar to level 2 Total Defense that will teleport you to one of the dimension worlds. One of these other dimensions to fight the boss. And I will just clarify. This is a prequel to Total Attack.
Yeah.
And I'm still debating if I should name this level 5 or level 0, because this is in fact more of a level 0 than anything, because it goes against the conventional Super Zombie Fortress gameplay.
Against the conventional gameplay.
Yup.
What could that mean?
You will see when it's ready.
Oh man, it's gonna be a V-script sesh.
Oh
yes. Bumper cars.
Oh yeah.
That would be a good portion. Just do one section on a bridge during a map, and just all the zombies spawn in like bumper cars for that session.
Funny. Don't get your hopes higher, because that's not part of the plan. But funny enough, years ago I thought, what if someone made a SDF map and one of the main parts is just you in a bumper cars?
It would be kind of funny.
Yes. Well, Well, I'm kind of surprised that no one has made such map yet.
I mean,
Maybe
they'll learn
Lumber
Hammer eventually.
Maybe.
Maybe. Could be possible. Who knows?
But I'm sure that this new level will shock people.
Does that mean something? The shock?
Yeah, the shock factor, because no one will expect this gameplay.
Oh, you heard it
What-
first. This is
Yes,
Interesting.
Turtle. Attack.
total attack.
Turtle attack. Part 5 or level 5. I guess part 5
Yeah.
is inaccurate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Level 5. You've seen it first here on the Redsun.tf podcast, and with that, do you have any other questions, Sui, you'd like to close with?
Will there be any voice acting? And if so, can I be in it?
If there's any voice acting, may I be in it? I'm
funny
good
that
at
you-
voicing. I can do lots of voices. Get me on, Christopher, man. Get me on.
Funny thing, I did recast Forge to retake the Hat Turtle voice, and well, there is a new character that will play as the boss.
Me. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. I'll pay you to do it. I'll pay you to let me do it. I'll be reverse pay. Think about it.
But
Sui's not offering you reverse pay.
there are already 10 people asking for voice acting for the turtle maps. Oh my god, so
Yeah,
many
but do they have a
choices.
famous podcast?
But
Do they have
you
a
don't
rich
know.
BC tone like I do? I don't think so.
I know I
Ah.
can VC tone like Sui.
You what?
I don't know. I was just trying to repeat the words coming out of your mouth. I'm like delirious is all. Little sleepy. But on that note, I mean, I think we've come to a pretty reasonable stopping point. I think it's been great to have you on, Alex. I think it's been great to talk about, not just Super Zombie Fortress, but a lot of the things that make Redsun great. I think it's very interesting, and it's nice to know, like, you're more than just a funny Super Zombie Fortress guy I thought you were. You're kind of the reason I'm here. You're the reason a lot of people are here.
Oh, it's very important that people remember the origins of Redsun, but I guess I just stopped caring about that role. Oh, I've made a free map. I kind of made Redsun alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crazy thing to just have as an oh, by the way.
Yeah, I've made that map that just happens to have blown up on YouTube.
It's weird to say this, but like, considering the time frame of when I started playing TF2 and when I started playing on Slag, I don't exaggerate when I say that Alex's maps have literally been a part of my childhood.
Yes, some people told me that. I even get on, like, if I go on YouTube, I get comments like, oh, hey, I remember that map I played during my teenage years. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was a teenager when I first, played Undertale and first played this map, and it's kind of crazy to think you were, even if in a very small way, were a part of my, developmental years, I guess is the way we put it. It's like meeting a hero. It's like meeting... Well, I don't know if I can call the guy who brought me the Redsun a hero. That's kind of big mistake. Big mistake, but
I
otherwise...
was gonna say, like, a legend that I thought I would never, like, this untouchable marble of, like, pillar of society, and then I met him, he's like, oh no, this guy's chill.
Yeah, you are about as chill as they get, Alex, outside of when you
I
set
was afraid of,
maps.
like, the great Alex Turtle, he makes all these great maps,
I mean, surprisingly, I am not busy. No many people bother me. Which I guess kind of makes Redsun
You heard it here
pleasant.
first. Not enough people are bothering Alex.
Oh
Get
no
to
no
it.
no
Start bothering Alex.
no! I don't want to wake. I don't
No,
want to
no,
wake up
no, that's what you
and
said.
open like 100 DMs per morning.
Yep. You heard it here
Ah,
first, folks. But outside of that, I think we've said all that needs to be said. I think it's great to have such a legend in the Redsun and, in some way the TF2 community here with us today.
yep,
I'm honored to have you on. I very much
yeah,
appreciate having you on.
yeah.
It's kind of
I mean,
hard to elaborate.
fun fact: I did not even apply to become a senior dev. I was
They
just
just
like
put you
given
there?
day. I was just day one. That was part of the deal during that one Skype call. Like when Slag was about to die. I think around 2014. Yeah. I'm still kind of like the memory is kind of foggy of when Slag actually died. I'd say 2014, but 2014 is like when Mika just abandoned and then the server just shut down around 2014. Yeah, 2014 when the server actually died, and that's when Redsun was born. Yeah, born 2015. Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of being born, the 9th anniversary is about to come up. If memory serves right.
Something like that. I believe it's March, isn't it normally?
March
Yeah.
14th? 13th?
March 14th. Well, mark the calendars, people. March 14th is the 9th birthday of Redsun.
Yeah, you get your free badge.
Get your free badge. Get your free Earth coin, I think they're still doing.
More like Earth coin. No, yeah, at a like very expensive price.
I think it should be a free Earthquake coin.
Earth coin or Great Redemption, either of the two, unless he fucking mollywops me with some other giant unforeseen item.
Oh yeah, another fun fact. I am one of the 3 people who got all the anniversary badges. That shows you the dedication.
Well,
there are 3 people who got all
3 people.
8. Yes.
Who are the other 2 people, if you know them off the top of your head?
I just know Coco TM got it, and well, I would say Toadashi, but that would kind of be cheating.
Coco? I would not have thought Coco.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been there since the beginning.
Been there since the beginning, and he's still got nothing to say. That's good for him. That's the best way to live, Redsun, far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Yapping too much gets you on this podcast. In this seat. This awful ledge.
Sit down. Come on, sit down.
I'm sitting. But again, thank you for being here, Alex.
No problem.
Suppose this is where we call it. Thank you
I
again.
did not forget about Defron Rayman. I will go back to it, I promise.
Do not forget about Death Run Rayman.
Don't forget about Death One, Rayman.
Don't forget about Death Run Rayman. And before we close, just before I forgot, because I almost did, I'd just like to reiterate again, the next episode will be the Redsun podcast fashion competition. The fashion competition is another one hosted by Pierre. So the rules for that again, submit a set of cosmetics. We will rank each cosmetic set on the podcast. Winners will be receiving key prizes and perhaps a little treat from me and Sui, if we feel like it. I'm still undecided. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to pick out like an awful Christmas hat, unusual, and you're going to have to pretend to like it. But it will be signed by Jolly from the Redsun.tf podcast. And that's pretty cool. Outside of that, make sure to go submit to that so you can get your chance at winning some keys and being featured on the podcast. There is no themes, it's just freestyle. You lose absolutely nothing by doing it. So go ahead, head on to the forums. Probably when this episode goes up, on the forums, we will link the said original forum from here. Sorry, I did a lot of rambling. I spoke very quickly. But outside of that, thank you again for listening. Make sure to check out, the forum post for the fashion episode. And I'd like to wish you all a very good night. And thank you for tuning in to this week's Redsun.tf podcast.
Yes, and remember, be good people, and make sure to look up Jolly's fanfic in the Wayback Machine.
No, you don't even know what account. You don't even know what account to look for. You don't.
The search starts now.
No,
don't
don't
forget.
ever. You won't find, motherfucker.